How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Tell us who you are.
Thank you. Well, my name is Fatima Muhammad, and I'm the proud founder and owner of At My Sister's House. We are a wellness brand that uses platforms to attack oppression, depression, anxiety, stress that comes from women and girls. So we use our platforms from our podcasts, our curriculums, being in the community, and our books to attack those issues that are relevant to women that go through feeling overwhelmed, that feel like they feel with anxiety, like it's too much on them, and feel isolated and need an outlet. So we're the reminder of sisterhood, camaraderie, and to let them know they're not by themselves.
So, how did this begin?
Well, I would love to say I've read stories in books or that I've studied cases, but the reality it was my life. So I went from a marriage that had domestic violence. And let me say this, it's an amazing thing when you hear domestic violence, immediately we all think of physical. But before you generally get to physical, there's mental, emotional, psychological, then, of course, financial, sexual, and then physical. And when you're going through it, sometimes because you're combating it, you don't know you're literally suffering from it. So eventually it led to a domestic violence situation that led to divorce. So now I'm a single mother of 4 children who thought I did it right, but nonetheless, here I am struggling with 4 children trying to figure out how I'm going to make it happen. And I did this for 15 years. And one of the things that I noticed while going through it is I was battling anxiety, depression, unsure of my worth. And the cap of it all was one day I was at work. I was an assistant manager in a retail outlet. So this particular day, I'm going to help the team. So I'm stocking shelves with them. So while I'm doing this, I'm thinking, I'll think of my dreams, my goals, what I want to do in life. So I started stocking it, and I couldn't remember one. And I started crying. So the manager of the store took me in the office and said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I forgot my dreams." I knew this wasn't it. But because I was working 2 jobs, I was my super mom. So I got the cape on and making sure everybody doing what they're supposed to do. I was a sister. I'm faith in my faith, active in that, active in the community. So I was giving myself to everything, but forgot me. And that was the start of At My Sister's House. One of the things that I would do, because I was limited with funds, was coloring and journaling. So those were the 2 things I started with At My Sister's House publishing. Because, and I know so many can relate to this. When I would have women over or talk to them on the phone, the conversation would be so great, so uplifting, so inspiring that in my mind, I'm like, I wish one other person could have heard that. So hence the start of the podcast. And it was to have organic conversations, nothing scripted, nothing to say, scientific deep analysis, but just regular conversations from sister to sister on ways to help us get through. And so we've accomplished 3 seasons. We've reached over 75,000 in viewership across all our platforms. And we started workshops, which has now attracted over 200 women coming in. And again, just real conversation with real women talking about real scenarios going on in our lives. And what I have found is a lot of times we feel by ourselves. I'm the only one going through it. No one else is going to relate. Or I don't want to tell nobody and they have a judgment zone on me. This is the no judgment zone. This is judgment free, if you will. It's an opportunity for us as women to use various platforms to know you're not by yourself.
That is interesting business.
Yeah, and it's one of those things you do because you love to do it. If there was no money attached, the love of doing it is the greatest of it all. Because I've walked the walk, and what I found, there were countless women working in various community organizations, women's support groups. There are many of us going through it, but everybody is wearing the mask. I'm fine. I'm good, knowing on the inside we're hurting. How do we address this? Right now in America, research came out that 1 out of 5 women in America suffer from some form of depression or anxiety. How do we overcome those numbers? And how do we help those numbers get better? Lessen that number so we can have better families, better homes, and be better persons for ourselves. Sometimes I just need to do this for me. So I have a platform where I always say, prioritize yourself. It's okay to be a little selfish. It's okay to place yourself first. It's okay to take some time just for you. And that's what we strive to do through At My Sister's House platforms.
Okay. So, how many? You say platforms. What are all the platforms of At My Sister's House?
Well, right now we utilize 3 major platforms. The first is, of course, our books. We have to date 9 self-published title books. They range from everything from guided journals to affirmation coloring books. Everything look like us, reflect us, and it has words of inspiration and affirmations to encourage us to keep going. One of the most important parts is the self-positivity, self-identity, and self-love. Just reminding us of our true value. So I love to say I'm into the empowerment business. Inspiration just is a word or a word of advice, a guidance. Empowerment is giving you the tools to make you empowered to do something better for yourself. So again, one platform are our books. The second platform is, of course, the podcast. At My Sister's House Talk. We're on YouTube. And then the last platform are our curriculums and community workshops. So we've created 2 curriculum, Path, Purpose, Aspire, Truth, and Hope, which are for girls 10 to 17. And then Rise, which is for resilient, inspire, succeed, and empowerment. And these are 2 6-week training programs that we utilize to help women overcome and feel empowered.
Okay. So, how do the women find you?
Excellent. Thank you. On our website.
Right.
You can check us out at atmysistershouse.org. You can also subscribe and follow us on YouTube. And we're on every major social media platform.
And what do you want these women to achieve at the end of this? What are you looking for them to gain?
I think sometimes in a world like we live in, the woman is devalued. Sometimes we're reduced to twerking. We're reduced to our body parts. We're reduced to these images that you see on television and in songs and on videos as if this is all of our value. And I want every woman to walk away knowing who she really is, who she's been made by nature to be. I want every woman to walk around knowing that her worth is valuable not just to herself, but to our families, our community, and our nation overall. I want each woman to walk away knowing that her mental balance, her mental wellness, her emotional wellness is important and should be prioritized for herself. Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you want this to be in 5 years?
There was a program that I worked for several years ago, which, you know how they say, if you find something that you would do for free, that's probably what you were born to do. Well, this program, I was the program director for several years. And we worked with women coming from reentry, from jails and prisons, substance abuse, homelessness, and domestic violence of all sorts. When I tell you I asked to stay for free when they said we were losing our federal funds, it was the job I was born to do. We lost that center, and I want to open that again. That is my ultimate goal, to have the Opal Wellness Training Resource Center where we can have a space, an open, safe space to not just receive the resources that are available, to normalize mental wellness. Get away from the stigma that going to see a therapist or have an open conversation, there's a problem. I would love to see us have our own space that has the training, the resources, and the availability to women so that we can empower ourselves and do it as a sisterhood and do it as a family.
It's a real passion for you, isn't
Yes,
it?
this, when you look at our condition and you see us and you know our real value, there are times it hurts me because I know I'm looking at my sister and she may not understand how important she is, how valuable she is, even how beautiful she is. And I'm not talking BBLs and, adding lip injections. I'm saying the true beauty of who she is by nature. That part I think we sometimes forget. God made us in a way that is just divine. And sadly, that's been attacked. It's been attacked with the superwoman syndrome, where we got to be the strong black woman. But you don't hear about the strong Asian woman. Oh, that's a strong white woman right there. But it's this stigma that we got to carry it all on our shoulders and be okay with it. There is the syndrome of us being the sassy, I'll cuss you out. We have these stigmas that you see all and I'm using this term loosely, but the ghettofied, and she, can't speak correct English and it has to be broken and that's funny. So we've gotten into these ideas from when we used to be supreme. We used to be Queen Latifahs, and these were the titles you saw on us. Now you see us calling each other the B word comfortably. Like that's a second name for us now. Now you see us dressing in ways that used to be regal, to now we dress in ways that you got to show it all. And it's like whoever can turn around and show their backside, as if that's my true value. But my value is here. It's here. So how do we regain that? Because as long as the woman is affected and she doesn't see her value, there's no way to make a nation or a family to see their value. So we have to give the woman back her true foundation so that she can thrive and we can thrive as a community.
That is very good.
Yeah,
I have
thank
a
you.
father of 3 girls, young ladies now. I can respect what you're saying and what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely.
And they'll treasure forever that relationship with you. I'm a daddy's girl. And there's nothing in the world that could replace the relationship me and my dad had. That was my first love there.
Right.
So yeah.
And I would pride myself on being able to protect them from
Yes.
that particular environment.
Yes, sir.
And then dressing like that and talking like that. So they didn't go through that.
Yeah,
mean,
but it's a society out here
Right.
like that. Right
Right.
now, the curriculum path, I'm teaching it in a middle school to fifth graders.
Right.
And we just talked about self-esteem all last week. To see how they saw themselves, the words they used to describe themselves, it blew my mind. These are 10th graders.
Right.
And I'm wondering, where are you getting these words from? One young lady told me when we were talking, we made a gratitude jar. And you are to put in there words of gratitude, thankfulness, and how you see yourself. And the girl asked me to spell nothing. So I'm trying to think of what's a word that nothing goes with to put in the jar. And she said, well, my mother always said, you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. So this has now become a part of her thought. I'm nothing. And this is what she wanted to put in her jar. So we had to have a whole conversation on this. 10th grade. At 10th grade. So there are things that we have to address, and hence why we started working with the girls. Because girls turn to women. And a lot of times when you see women who suffer a lack of self-esteem, in many cases, they were girls who suffer lack of self-esteem and it was never addressed. Right. So we're hoping through the PATH program, giving purpose, and that's what it's called, Path to Purpose. So the young ladies can see their purpose in this world so they become women who understand their purpose in this world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, last question. If someone was to write a book on your life, what would the title be?
Wow. Through it all, through her faith.
Through it all, through her faith.
Yeah. No matter what happened. And when I say, brother, it got deep. Being a single mom, looking at 4 children, and I'm not going to get emotional on here. Being a single mom, looking at 4 children, and praying I'm doing it right. And no matter what happened, And no matter how hard it got, one thing I knew is through my faith, it was going to get better. And 15 years was a long time to struggle. But I met a wonderful man, and he's my partner. And we've been able to build and grow. And the gratitude of knowing faith will make it through. And that's what I hope every woman understand, that we don't have to do the things that is happening right now. I mean, today alone, I read 3 stories of women who have taken the lives of their babies. I read 2 stories of women who took their own lives because they just couldn't take no more.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to reach out and let us know it don't have to go that way. We can make it through. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel if we hold on. So I'm hoping at my sister's house is that rope that help women hold on.
Oh, you are a rock star with the Detroit Entrepreneur Group.
Thank you.
Goodness.
I thank you.
I didn't mean to make you get emotional.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
All right.
But I thank you for the question, because sometimes when you're doing something, sometimes to take a moment to think, that was a question that caught me off guard, because this isn't about me. I know what I've been through, and I've seen the faces of too many women. So this isn't about Fatima. At this point, it's where can Fatima go back and help and stay even strong? Because I can't say I made it through. I'm making it through. I'm understanding things that I didn't understand before. So I hope by sharing and then opening the floor for discussions for us to share. This isn't a Fatima thing. How do we open the door and start the conversation to help us all get through? So thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So how can the people find you?
Yes, you can find me on my website at mysistershouse.org. Again, we have our YouTube channel at mysistershousetalk.com. And again, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So please.
All with the same name.
All at the same name, at My Sister's House.
Excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
you.
Have any final words before we log
I
out?
hope and pray, not just do people take advantage of the At My Sister House platform, but I hope they take advantage of this platform. What you're doing with Detroit Entrepreneurs Podcast is phenomenal. And I thank you for this work. This is work that we have to utilize. We have to get our voices out, and we need the conversations. So I thank you for this.
Well, thank you.